A superstar is official. He is here. You understand? There was MJ. There was Kobe. Now there is Anthony Edwards.
And man, oh, it's on, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yeah, baby. KD loves it.
I just want to kill everything in front of me, man. That's all it is to it.
Edwards, oh, what a move to the rim!
Minnesota Timberwolves team right now, they're trying to hunt everybody.
Anthony Edwards, I mean, he's just a bucket. He's the 15th player who's younger than 23 years old to be the leading scorer on a conference or division finalist. So some might say it's bad news, maybe, that none of the previous 14 won the title. But, Big Perk, I hear you spy something.
I'm Kendrick Perkins, better known as Big Perk, and nothing gets past me.
Freeze!
Just when you thought it did get past me, there I am. I spy a problem. I spy it all. Carry the hell on. Hello, world. It's me. Hey, look, and when these eyes spot something, damn it, I could be 1,500 miles away and I could see an ant climbing up a mountain. And that's what we're here to talk about right now. Ant-Man, because he's climbing up that mountain right now, and damn it, he did it in great fashion. And I got a couple clips right here, okay? I got a couple, first the sound. I want y'all to hear this out. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
It's going to be the greatest Game 7 of all time. The greatest Game 7 of all time.
He didn't lie. It was one of the greatest Game 7s of all time. And I want y'all to understand this. This is in the third quarter when this young man was struggling to shoot the basketball. At this point, he has Aaron Gordon, a guy that is 6'9", 6'10", 250 pounds on him. He put the dance moves on him between the leg cross, pull-up tray ball. Jamal Murray, 24 points in the first half. Anthony Edwards said, no worry about it. I got him in this straitjacket. Rips him clean right here in the altitude. They were down 20. And what does Anthony Edwards do? He affects the game more than just scoring. Again, I got him fighting over the screen, getting out in transition. He had been delivering the ball all first half. But you know, like those old people say, you give with one, you receive with two. Knocks down the crucial three-point shot, and then this is the great thing about it. He lets the world know about it, and he stands on business. But check this out. When it comes to most points per game in a single season, in a single postseason, Timberwolves franchise history, look how many times you see Anthony Edwards' name on here. The other person on here is Kevin Garnett, the legend. But we're talking about right now in 2024, he's averaging almost 29 points a game. And last year, he was averaging 31 points a game. And then in his, second season, I believe, 25 points per game. I mean, this man is just doing big things.
Kendrick, your breakdowns, they were the best part of my day. We know that.
That was okay, right?
That was fantastic.
Okay.
I know, based on that Ant isn't afraid of the moment, right?
Are you talking
I was waiting for you guys to, there we go, bet. But just like Ant, right, Luka Doncic, he averaged 25, 5 and 5 this season, making the Western Conference Finals series. It's the first one in NBA history where two players post those numbers at age 25 or younger. So, Rich, who's the best player in this series?
Luka Doncic is the best player in this series, without a doubt. Now, there's a difference between being the best player in the series and playing the best. Last series, he played against Shea. Shea was the best player, played the best in the series, but ultimately, I think Luka was the best player in the series, but he didn't play the best. That was Shea. You can be the best player in the series and not play the best.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So, Luka in this series is the best player in this series. He finished 3 in MVP voting. A lot of people thought he had an MVP level season and should have won it. So to me, when I look at this, yes, he is the best player in the series. Now, will he play the best? I don't know. I don't think he's 100% healthy. I think that might go to Anthony Edwards. But the best player in the series, Luka.
No, it's not. It's Anthony Edwards. He's the best. Well, he's been the best player in the series in the last 2 series, and he faced Kevin Durant in the first one. Then he faced the best player in the world, and Jokic, and sent both of them home. He's going to do the same against Luka. And look, it's not just about Anthony Edwards averaging 29 points a game. It's everything else that he's bringing to the table. When you're the best player on your team, you know what you do, Malika?
What?
You put the key in their back. That's what he's doing right now with Karl Anthony Towns. Okay, Cats, they want to disrespect you and put a smile on you. I'm going to take a back seat and let you cook. Cats, I'm going to challenge you. Stay out of foul trouble, damn it, and slide those puppies and play some defense. When you're the best player on the team, you also at times be the best leader on the team. And the Minnesota Timberwolves have that in Anthony Edwards. That's why he will be the best player in this series.
He has a legitimate argument. I want to say it's that close. It really is that close, in my opinion. I'm not saying that these players are that far apart, but Luka, when Luka plays at his best, I think there is a slight level above Anthony Edwards at this moment at his best.
See, this is the only thing, right? We all agree that Luka and Kyrie are arguably the most dangerous duo in the league. But on the other side, you know who's the most dangerous duo in the league defensively? It's Anthony Edwards and Jaden McDaniels. And they got an anchor in the back with Rudy Gobert, who's not going to have to be occupied with spending so much attention on Nikola Jokic.
And they got Walker. That's what I'm saying. They got some defensive dogs. Look, that's what I'm saying. It's like, look, last series, you could see Luka looked a little hobbled. His leg was a little messed up. He was even more frustrated. Yep. I think that took it out on the refs. So, to me, if you got three dudes, like, that's the thing about Lou Dort. Lou Dort was causing problems. I feel like they got three Lou Dorts on Minnesota,
and they're 7 feet tall.
They got three Lou Dorts. They got three Lou Dorts when they're playing elite defense, and that was the same thing we saw with Phoenix. That was the same thing that caused frustration for Jamal Murray. So this is the thing. Luka's health will dictate the level of their success. If he can handle the pressure from those three boys, which he always has, he's always been able to handle it, but I don't think he's 100%. That's why I think Lou Dort bothered him as much as he did, and that's also why I think those three monsters defensively could cause problems.
And I'm curious to see how Derek Lively and P.J. Washington adjust to the double and sometimes triple big of Minnesota. That's going to be interesting. All right, Richard, you have the Timberwolves in 7.
No. I have Dallas in 7.
You have Dallas in 7,
yes,
and
I
you have
changed
the
my
Wolves
mind
in
since
6.
7 a.m. when we talked about it.
You know what? It's magical what happens if we can get you on the phone
7 a.m. production call.
Yep.
I've changed my mind.
Some version of that is who we got. I think I'm going with the Timberwolves in 6.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
The question is, who are you picking? Richard's saying Dallas.
Big win. We're going to the conference finals.
We're winning the game right now.
Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes.
We are hours away from tip-off of the Eastern Conference Finals, so let's go now to TD Garden in Boston and say hello to our very own Tim Bontemps, who's on site for this one. So we know that the Boston Celtics, they are going to start, Tim, this series without Kristaps Porzingis. What's their mindset going into this Game 1?
The mindset, Malika, is to do something they did not do in either the first 2 rounds of these playoffs or, frankly, over the past 3 years in the playoffs, and that is take care of business on their home court here in Boston. The Celtics are 15-14 over the last 3 postseasons. That includes losing Game 2 of both their first-round series to the Miami Heat and their Eastern Conference semifinal series against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Both those teams were big underdogs to the Celtics, as are the Indiana Pacers in this series. Now Horford talked about the fact that it's a luxury for Boston to actually have some days off in the playoffs. As you and I both know, Malika, the Celtics are not used to having extended breaks between series. They've typically had to play 6- and 7-game series throughout the playoffs, and that's because they failed to take care of business at home. Despite the fact they've been one of the best road teams in the playoffs over the past 3 years, they continually have these series go longer than they should because they don't take care of business here, and that's the focus. Slowing down Tyrese Halliburton, locking in on him, and locking in on holding home court and going to Indiana with a 2-0 lead and potentially getting Kristaps Porzingis back on the court later in this series to get him ready to go for a potential return to the NBA Finals for a second time in 3 years.
It would sure help if the Al Horford that we saw towards the end of that Cavaliers series is the same Al Horford that we see in these Eastern Conference Finals with Kristaps Porzingis, as Woj is reporting, being out for Games 1 and likely 2. Tim Bontemps, thank you so very much. Enjoy tonight's game because Game 1 is just hours away. Tyrese Halliburton and the Pacers, they are no stranger to being underdogs, and they don't care. They are ready to take on Jason Tatum and the Celtics. That's at 8 o'clock Eastern on ESPN.